Hi, thank you for watching my first video. Obviously I've got it to a point where it was cleaned up and all put together. I still haven't managed to get it to work, but it did come from a charity shop originally, so I wasn't expecting it to be perfect. After putting it together, I've realised there's a few issues with it, so I'm just going to run through that with you and show you my findings. So I'm going to take it apart, show you what I've found, and I'll leave it apart at that point, and then I'll go through a process of doing another video reference how I'm going to rectify the issues, and then we'll go through there. So basically, first of all, I'm just going to take these shafts off where the rockers are on. Just these little screws here. To be honest, I didn't expect it to be as worse off as it is. I've found bits which are no longer available. I've contacted them direct in Germany, so it's going to be a process of me actually having to make parts to get it to work properly and to be perfect, because that's what I'm looking for, making it as it was built. So on here you've got spacer there. These are supposed to move quite freely on this, like slide. I've noticed that this one here, it doesn't slide. It spins free on the bearing, but doesn't slide left and right unless you give it a bit of force. So that one obviously needs having a look at the bearing inside. I mean, the bearings are good, they're free, but I think it's just the centre bit that needs cleaning up. So I'll have a look into that one, but like I said, this one comes off, so that's perfect. And I'll do the same to top it off. Right, okay. I just found another issue with it actually. So if I take these pistons out, there's one, there's two. Okay, so if you have a look, this one here on the left, it's got the plastic washer inside with the spacer, but as you can see, it's all melted compared to this one. That's perfect. So this one needs replacing. So I've actually gone and had a look to see if I can find replaceable ones of these, and you can't. So that looks like I'm going to have to try and make something for that. So these, I'll put that one inside. Just pop that. Yeah, so if I pop this one out, there we go. It's like a tiny little grub screw. It centralises the bolt, I think, and it gives it the spacer between the shafts and the arm, so reduce friction. So there's one in there. That one, I'm going to have to try and get that one out. It looks like it's melted. Okay, so there's one issue. And those little black plastic spacers on each one of these arms. So there's another one. So there's 8 of those in total. So what I'll do is I'll take all these out so I don't lose any. I'm going to have to figure out some way of making them. It shouldn't be too difficult. And there's one on each one of these as well. Okay, so that's all them out. These rods here, I've left them in there because they've got tiny little roll pins inside where they connect on the rod. And I didn't want to pull them out because there's nothing wrong with them, that moves free and everything, so I'm happy with that. So that's those off. I'm just going to remove the other shaft off the top. Another spacer. That's this second shaft. So like I said, this one moves freely on that one. This one moves freely on that one. It's a little bit tight, but not that bad compared to this one, which once it's on there, it's quite difficult to get back off. So that looks like that one needs a looking at repairing. So that's pretty much it all apart. There's no point taking this bit off because there's nothing wrong with that. Bearings work. The arms are okay on that. The only other thing I can take off is the caps on here. That's where the heat, that's where the hot air and the cold air meet to produce the movement. So there's 4 little Allen key bolts on that one. Just that empty cap there. And there's the piston, which moves in and out inside this sleeve. That's where the whole hot air and the cold air meet, causing it to push it in. Slight bit of discoloration, which is not a problem, that's just where heat's been on it previously. I mean, compared to the state of it when I first got it, how discoloured it was and everything, it looks like a completely different unit. I'm impressed in how well it polished up. I used a bit of T-cut. I was going to use Brasso, but T-cut did the job. Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with that one either. That's all good. And both of those move in and out. Nice and free. That's good. And obviously, when these go in here, you should, when you've got the caps on, push these in and out. Yeah, they're good fit. So that's that taken apart. So I searched the internet to try and find some sort of documents reference the HB14, and I did quite well with that. I've got the full document here. This is all the parts that it requires, and this is an exploded diagram of how the parts go in what order. What I did notice on this is that they have on these 2 rods that I've took out here, they say here that it requires number 33 and number 32 and the other number 31, 32, 33, and so 33, 32. The other one is here, 34. So a 34, a 32 and a 33. So according to this, they're actually spacers. So you should have 2 8mm, 2 12mm and 2 20mm, which are to separate the distance between these on these rods. So what I found is I've only got 2 spacers, which means me, so they're the 12mm ones, so I'm missing number 32, which is 20mm spacers times 2, and 34 8mm times 2. So I'm missing 4 spacers. I've gone on the internet, you can't get these either, so I'm going to have to make 4 spacers to create the right gap between each cam. That shouldn't be a problem. I'll do a video reference making those and seeing how well that goes. And then once I've done all that, made the video for making the spacers, I'm not sure if I'll make a video for making the little rubber grommet because it's going to be very basic, I can imagine. But I'll do a video about making these. It should be pretty simple. I've ordered some metal craft tubing. I'm just waiting for it to be delivered. I've gone for 5mm external diameter with a 4mm internal diameter, and I also ordered a 6mm external with a 5mm internal, just in case the 4mm was too tight, because this is just under 4mm, so, and there is a bit of play, so I've ordered 2 sizes just in case. So that'll be good. And then basically what I'll do is, like I said, I'll do the video with me making the spacers. I'll reassemble it all, and during that time I'm going to get hold of some burners so we can heat up and see if it all gets working. I'm looking forward to get it to run, especially seeing as, like I said, it came from a charity shop, so I'm unsure whether these are too warm for it to run, or I mean, I don't know. I've never had my own one running. I have seen some running on the internet, but I've never had the chance as I don't have the burners, and I'm finding these little issues with it. But once I've managed to resolve the issues, I'll do a part 3 video reference putting it all back together. I appreciate you watching my video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.